And the Gonzaga women faced a tough opponent in BYU in the West Coast Conference title game today. BYU came away with the victory as the Zags played without two key players and a concerning abrupt exit by their head coach.
That's the video you're looking at right there. KREM 2 Sports Director Brenna Greene joins us from Las Vegas with an update on the team after Lisa Fortier had to leave the game.
You are seeing video right now of Lisa Fortier being pulled off of the court by Mike Roth, Gonzaga AD Mike Roth. You are only going to see that video here on KREM. You can see her pulling off her shoes. Clearly an emergency situation. Here is what I can tell you I saw. Gonzaga AD Mike Roth came into the huddle, pulled Lisa's husband Craig Fortier out of that huddle pretty forcefully, to the point where I actually remarked about it to the person next to me. And then after the huddle had broke, he immediately pulled Lisa off. She went immediately back into the tunnel and did not return to the game. Craig did return to the bench, but he ended up leaving immediately after the game was done as well. Here is Mike Roth on the situation after the contest.
Lisa had a family emergency. It doesn't involve her children, but it happened, and we got a phone call from the hospital, and we just needed to take action. You know, the decision was we needed to get her there right away, and so that's why we had to pull her off the bench. It wasn't something we hoped we would have to do, and we'll know more. We have our thoughts and prayers with her and the family, and hope everything is going to be okay. But it's bigger than the game of basketball, and that reminds us that, you know, all the time when we have something like this happens, that, you know, the outcome of a game is the outcome of a game, and the sun comes up tomorrow on that regard. But when it becomes family and things like this, just, you know, reminds us there's much more important things. So we appreciate all your guys' help with this, especially, you know, what you saw there as I pulled her off the bench. You know, I apologize we couldn't talk right away, and I apologize I can't give you any more information right now, but we appreciate what you guys do for us, so thank you.
Here's video of Craig escorting the court. Roth did tell us the situation does not involve her children. We were able to catch up with Zykira Rice and Chandler Smith after the game as well, and here's what they had to say about the roller coaster the team has been on the last 2 days.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. I love these group of girls. I love our coaches and our whole staff, and I'm just glad that I have them surrounding me and surrounding each other during these last 24 hours especially.
You know, we mean a lot to each other, team, coaches, the whole organization as a whole, and so like I said earlier, it just really brings into perspective like how much we care and love about each other, and how much we want to be there for each other, and we know that we all have each other's backs.
The Gonzaga women are going to keep playing. They will be headed to the NCAA tournament, but obviously their thoughts right now are off of the court with their head coach. Probably with the loss today to BYU, that means the Zags will not be able to host the first round of the tournament in the kennel, but we'll see about that. Selection Monday is next week. We now turn our attention to the men's game. They are going to be taking on the St. Mary's Gales tonight at 6 o'clock. They have beat St. Mary's by 38 points and 14 points respectively this season. So, the translation, this should be a pretty easy contest for them, as it has been for pretty much all Gonzaga games this year. One thing of note that kind of has fallen through the cracks with the fact that Gonzaga has all these national championship hopes is that they did reach the 30-win mark last night. They became the first program in the nation this year to reach that threshold. Mark Few remarked about that after last night's win.
Yeah, hey, I forgot about that. That's awesome. I mean, if you win 30 in college basketball, that's a tremendous year, and I mean that shows excellence over a long period of time. You know, literally from early November to mid-March. So that's a great number for us to hit.
Obviously, the big story from last night's game is Killian Tilly, who proclaimed, "This is my town," as he sunk a three during the game. 9 points on 3 of 3 shooting from behind the arc from him yesterday. I could go on and on about how his presence on the floor makes a huge impact, but I think that was pretty obvious last night. Zach Norvell straight up said after the game he couldn't imagine anyone in the country beating the Zags when they played like they did yesterday. Tilly has a similar viewpoint.
I think we can be, national championship team contender for sure. We have a really deep team now. Everybody can play, everybody can make shots. So I think it's great to have a team like that.
The Gonzaga men tip off at 6 o'clock on ESPN. If we have any more updates on the Lisa Fortier situation, be sure to check my Twitter to see if we hear anything tonight, and we'll continue to update you tonight at 10 and 11 as well. Reporting outside the Orleans, I'm Brenna Greene from 2 Sports.